Revelation chapter 21 and verse number 4. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes. Death will be no more. Grief, crying, and pain will be no more, because the previous things have passed away. This verse is one of the most well-known descriptions of the afterlife, often associated with the promise of heaven. It reassures believers that the suffering, grief, and pain of this present life will one day be completely erased. The contrast is clear. While this life is filled with sorrow, loss, and death, the life to come will entirely be free from those things. Yet there is an interesting detail in the wording. The verse states that there will be no more crying, but at the same time it says that God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. If there is no crying, why would there be tears to wipe away? One way to understand this is by considering the nature of the resurrection itself. Many assume heaven is purely a spiritual realm, where believers exist as disembodied souls. But the Bible teaches that resurrection, the restoration of our physical bodies, is central to the Christian hope. And if we will only be resurrected as disembodied spirits, then the imagery of God wiping away tears makes no sense. But what would cause those tears? Even in joyful moments, in this life, tears often come as a response to pain and struggle. When someone finally achieves something after years of hardship, whether it's graduating, getting married, or reuniting with a loved one, tears often flow, not just because of the joy of the moment, but also because of the struggle it took to get there. In that same way, in the moment of final redemption, when we see God face to face and the suffering of the world is fully behind us, our tears may reflect the weight of what we have endured, the trials that we overcame, and the sacrifices we made for our faith. But in that very moment, John says God himself will be there to comfort us. His very presence will erase every sorrow, and the pain of the past will lose its grip on us forever. Those previous things, sin, suffering, separation, and death, will be gone, and God will ensure that they never return. This promise is not just about escaping pain. It's about entering into a life where God's presence is fully known and experienced. The dwelling place of God will be among his people, and he himself will be our source of peace, joy, and eternal comfort. So as we walk through the trials of this life, let us hold fast to the promise that the day is coming when God will personally wipe every tear away, and all the suffering will be nothing more than a distant memory.